Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today I want to break down a movie scene, and I found this really helpful when I was in film school because we would watch a movie scene and then we would go into our studio and try and recreate that scene. So three of the main things that I'm going to be looking for in this movie clip are the number of different shots in the scene. Then I'm going to be looking for different camera movements and the different lenses that might have been used. And then lastly, how they set up the lighting. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and watch the movie clip and count how many different shots appear in the scene. Okay, there's the first one. That's 2.
A woman
3.
smokes a pipe.
Are you intimidated?
4. That's a different shot.
Right now.
When you see someone and you
And then
really
5.
see them, you see the kid
Let's see if there's any more
that used to be
different
there.
angles or
You
different
see
push-ins,
the
anything
part
like
of them
that.
That's vulnerable. Harold and I had that kind of seeing each other.
Same
right
shot?
From the start.
Well, now that the war is over,
Same.
I just want to be a person. You know, I just want to walk around free as a person, just living my life here in Europe.
Okay, cool. So I'm counting a total of 5 shots. Now let's watch through it again and let's figure out what shot sizes each of these different shots are. Okay, so this first shot is the establishing shot, and you see a dolly movement through the hallway. This is the widest shot, and it's kind of setting up the scene for us. And you could call this a full shot as well. Cool. Next we have an over the shoulder shot. And this one looks like a close-up, I'd say, or medium close-up. Cool, this is the third shot. This one is a medium shot, I'd say. And it's over the shoulder again. So this one is a different shot than the other one we saw before. This one's further out. So this one I'd say is a medium shot. And then we have a close-up on him. And I think it's just close-ups from here on out. Okay, awesome. So next I'm gonna go into Shot Designer and lay the scene out, and it'll help me break down some more of the elements that are in this scene. So for those of you that don't know, Shot Designer, according to Google, is a groundbreaking tool for directors and DPs that creates animated camera diagrams with integrated shot lists and storyboards. So it's a pretty useful tool, and I like using it when I'm breaking down scenes like this. Okay, awesome. So I went ahead and laid out this diagram in Shot Designer of the scene. So let's go ahead and take a look. So this first one is a dolly shot, obviously down the hallway. So it looks like it was shot with a pretty wide lens, and the cinematographer for this movie, Emmanuel Lubusky, he really likes to shoot with wide angle lenses, and specifically the RE signature primes were used for this film. So I'm on Ari's website and looking at the different shot sizes and what the image looks like with each lens gives me a good idea that he probably used something between like a 15mm and a 35mm. So let's go back to Shot Designer. So I'm thinking he used a pretty wide lens for this dolly shot. And then next you have 2 different angles with the camera, and they're both over the shoulder. And I'm assuming that he probably used something that was like a 24mm or a 35mm. Okay, cool. So now that we have the camera angles and we know probably which lenses they most likely used for this shot, let's look at the lighting. So the lighting is very simple in this scene, and I really think that there's only one light that's being utilized. It's coming from the window, so I'm assuming that they have a super powerful key light outside. It could be an LED panel, or it could just be a really powerful cob light, but it's shining through the window. And then the curtains are acting as diffusion. They might have added another layer of diffusion also. That's why I have a silk right here. And that's just creating this ambient light. It's really nice because the actors are next to the window. And so you're getting light on one side of the face, and then the room has walls that are somewhat dark, and so that's creating that contrast in their faces. So this is what you want when you're trying to create dimension and really a cinematic looking image. Also, another thing to note that this key light is acting as the sun coming through, so it has a purpose. I cheated a little bit and was able to find some BTS footage of how they set this up. So if we go back to the shot designer diagram, based on the BTS shot that I saw, they have a black flag above the actors, and this is also helping to just create some of that contrast in their faces. And I think that they're trying to not get that light to spill all over the room, and they're trying to control it more with that flag that's above their heads. You also see the boom mic coming in, catching the audio. It's really a pretty simple setup. Awesome. So that's a breakdown of a movie scene. I find this super helpful when it comes to my own filmmaking, understanding how to, recreate something like this, but then also put my own twist on stuff. And it just helps me with my knowledge of filmmaking so I can make better films moving forward. So that's about it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks.